from the floor.
Please stand. Clearly, I wasn't fast enough in picking up the fan that just dropped on the floor. But anyways, anywho, another day, another live stream. One love to the Twitch gang. I appreciate all your support. On that note, people, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope everyone's blessed. Hope everyone's in good spirits. Hope everyone's having a progressive week, overcoming hardship, moving that much closer to their goals in their personal and professional lives. Most importantly, you ain't got health. You can't do any of that in it. So I hope you and your loved ones have continued health. You ain't got health, you're dead in it. So I appreciate all you guys' support. Shameless plug, but as you know, free streams minimum today. Obviously, we're here at 10 till whenever. We go live on Twitch and YouTube to speak more Arsenal at 11:30, and then half an hour before kickoff, obviously, it's Liverpool Villarreal. Can't guarantee it's going to be quite as entertaining, and we're going to get into it because I see some of your opinions. The 7-goal thriller is yesterday. Obviously, you kind of hope it probably live, you know, I wouldn't say Villarreal even an unknown entity. Everyone knows they're the underdogs, and going to Anfield, much less in a semi-final, much less against a team that's at their peak of their powers, fighting for the quadruple, is peak, innit? What I'm hoping for the neutrals is Villarreal score early just so it could be open, people. But yeah, I'm gonna be live for that. That's across Twitch and YouTube, people. Don't forget, actually, even Thursdays, Man United Chelsea. So we'll be doing a watch along for that. I know even if you're watching this on Twitch, people, can you lot please on the following links I've just put in, hit the like button, because every like, helps the algorithm and things, and it just makes our journey to 50k on YouTube and 10k plus on Twitch a lot easier, people. Now, obviously, we all saw the game yesterday. Let me know your thoughts. You know, again, I think I'm doing you a lot of disservice, because big up to everyone who was part of the watch along yesterday. I think I offered every opinion. I don't think I can articulate myself as good as I did yesterday, especially with a night's sleep. But yeah, man, the levels in the Champions League are different. They are, but arguably you could argue, are they really? Because as much as it was an entertaining game, not sure you agree if you support Real Madrid or Manchester City. 7 goals in the semi-final for a team that's managed by Carlo Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola. I'm sure the players will concede that it weren't good enough. And I think games like that, for me, people really discount how emotional football is, even at the top level. Because as you saw, not Liverpool, City come out the firing blocks very sharp, very hungry, very determined. You know, when it was 2-1 or something like that, you saw City look a bit nervous. You know, Real Madrid were frazzled all game, and it's the mark of a good side in that I think they were terrible by their own standards and their own logic and the precedent they've set, and it's only 4-3, and they take it to the Bernabeu. You know, King Karim Benzema, Skengzema got 2 goals. Vinicius sent, but you know, Fernandinho shot. The Uncle Fernandinho didn't even deserve that, because I actually feel apart from that, he had a solid game at fullback, really. Tony Kroos was getting, I can't lie, I don't know how he completed 90 minutes. You know, Tony Kroos, his legs are gone. He was getting savaged. Bernardo Silva had a good game, but he kept getting nutmegged. But on Real Madrid, they were at 6s and 7s defensively. Carvajal, terrible. Militao looking a mess. Alaba looking a mess. You know, left back looking a mess. Courtois looking a mess. Midfield can't control the ball. No outlet. Valverde did a nice little skillers, but he looked lost out there. They look like they're missing Casemiro, who I believe is back. From a City perspective, the first 20, they should have killed the game, like what they would have done against Watford, because I think they came out the blocks firing. Kevin De Bruyne had a great game. I think Mahrez and Foden in particular will wish that they took their chances. But, you know, Stones and Zinchenko loving life at fullback. The midfield is regulating. Every City player was up for it. Gab Jesus, again, you know, if there's anything to kickstart a player, it's being linked with Arsenal, because in the last few games, my man's been moving like Romario, smacked up Watford, and had a good game against Real Madrid, and obviously got on the score sheet, people. But I do think, I did see someone ask, I do think the wastefulness of City might come back to haunt them, because they could have put this game to bed, scored 3, 4, 5, if I'm honest with you, in the first, I'd say first half an hour before Benzema got his first goal. Lovely penalty from him. Is it a harsh penalty? Potentially, but it is a penalty in today's day and age. Real Madrid needs some surgery, man. You know, they need to bring back Hakimi because they're in trouble at right back unless someone comes through. I don't know how Tony Kroos didn't get subbed. Big up Danny Ceballos. I mean, he came off the bench and Real Madrid scored. Yeah, man, it was a fantastic game from the neutrals. Modric turned it on in stages, really, not really the highlights reel. Vinicius, as I said, turned it on in stages. It was stages from both teams. It was a great game, but you know, Foden had some good touches. Probably should have had a hat trick. Definitely a brace. Mahrez should have had 2 goals, 1 assist, or 1 assist and 2 goals. So I do think City might look at the wastefulness as to why they might go out of this. And I can't lie, if I was Liverpool or Villarreal, I don't want to play Real Madrid because these lot are bookie. They can be terrible and still save a bit of face, really. Didn't agree with Benzema celebrating that 3-2 down because he's better than that. But taking it to the Bernabeu, you'd back them to do a thing, really and truly. It's a great semi-final. But as I said, it weren't quite the game of chess and maybe a lot of you lot expected. It was a free-flowing game. It was an emotional game. All tactics went out the window. For me, as much as I enjoyed it, 7 goals conceded between both sides. That's terrible in the semi-finals. You know, Real Madrid should never do that in the semi-finals of Europe's elite competition. Pep Guardiola's side should never be in that sort of scenario either. And at half-time, again, as much as you would say City were in the driving seat and stuff, when you remove emotion and euphoria, it's a bit like, it's not the same, but it's a bit like Chelsea and United. When you remove all of that, they're not too much out of it. At half-time, there was 12 shots between the sides. Real Madrid had 5, City had 7. Both had 2 on target. It was 60-40 in City's favour in terms of possession. 327 passes, City had to 219. Corners, Real Madrid had 3 with. And that, you know, you can't discount experience because Real Madrid just know how to do it, man. You know, it's like Carlo just, everything will work itself out, really, sort of thing with Carlo. And you saw the emotions from Carlo and Pep, really. Pep's probably lost, you know, he's bold already. He's probably lost even more here. The statistics at the end of the game, boy, both teams probably could have scored a lot more. But as poor as Real Madrid are and as good as I think City were, there was good in Real Madrid and there was bad in City because it's 4-3. You know, City should have put daylight between these two sides. The City are probably lucky that there's no away goals, or, you know, you'd probably back Real Madrid to score a couple at the Bernabeu. The game ended with 11 shots to Real Madrid. City had 16. Pardon me. As I said, there's not much in it. It was 60-40 again in City's favour in terms of possession. 5 shots on target from Real Madrid. City had 6. So they might come back to rule the wastefulness, really. Ending the game, City made around, well, just under 200 more passes. They had 613 to 416. City ended the game with more corners. They had 5-3. I actually think City Real Madrid, were quite terrible with their set pieces as well. It was a brazy game, man. Let me know your thoughts. It was a brazy game. So yeah, B, it was your question. I do think it might come back to thingy because, you know, the game should have been put to bed. You know, if a game ends like that in the Premier League with City, we're seeing match of the day do a madness, really. Again, Real Madrid, I feel, were poor. Only a handful of players actually stood up. I think Modric was continuously there. I think Mendy, great assist for Benzema's goal, where Zinchenko switched off and shown that he's not a natural fullback. But even him, you know, only I would say Mendy, Tony Kroos here and there, Benzema, patches from Vinicius, you know, Ridrago, Valverde, the centre halves. I felt a bit sorry for Militao because he was just getting pulled from pillar to post, but they were terrible and they had no outball. I mean, could it have been worth Carlo playing with Vasquez? So to answer your question, B, the wastefulness may come back to haunt City. Big up all the moderators and whatnot. Sleepless nights ahead for City. All that effort, but only shaved first leg. It's true, man. You think Jesus' price is going up after that performance? Yeah, and we need to, you know, like I said, nothing. His life he probably had a midlife crisis, an early 20 crisis. You know, again, his stats looks identical as Lacazette when the links to Arsenal first started. Then he patterned up against Watford. He obviously scored. He's doing the phone. I don't know if he's showing that he's got a better phone plan than Eddie and Nketiah, or he's telling Eddie to pick up the phone. But before it comes from him actually wanting to leave us and leave and join us. And become a permanent Arsenal player before they start using us to leverage a new contract or alert in other clubs. Edu, get that sorted because 30 million, 35 million is sly robbery, and they might sit there and wake up and whatnot. But it's nice to see Arsenal lonely Gabriel Jesus doing his thing in it. But yeah, man, move for the guy before it's too late. And I'll focus a bit more on Gab Jesus at 11:30 as much as I can. But yeah, man, he justified his start through the middle. He got his goal. I think he worked hard. He dropped deep. He chased lost causes. He presses well. Everything we know with Gab Jesus and everything we've come to like with him, and definitely more since he's been linked with Arsenal Football Club. Great game, but City should have killed it off. I'd be fuming. Don Unai showing Don Carlo how it's done today. City should have scored more. Greed for solo goals stopped a lot of chances. Trust, and Mahrez in particular, I can't lie. Obviously, it's a team effort thing, but Mahrez, he's the first guy I'm looking at because, pardon my language, you're taking the mickey, really and truly. Madrid looked shell-shocked in the first half an hour. Literally, until Benzema scored in the 33rd minute, they looked shell-shocked. It looked like they didn't, like, I'll be real, it looked like they didn't know what hit them, really. Everyone, even Modric looked baffled as well. You know, a couple of the goals, well, in fact, there were quality goals scored, but they were terrible goals to concede. Like, obviously, Mahrez is too easy for him to get the cross in. Zinchenko's done bad for Benzema's first goal. The penalties, Bandulu. I can't remember who scored or whatever. I think it might have been Foden, but there was one where Real Madrid just, Toni Kroos is too easy. Everybody stopped like the refs giving a free kick. Horrible, really and truly, man. But that's the beautiful thing about football. Sometimes it goes, everything you've been working on all week as a gaffer goes out the window, really and truly. And as I said, fantastic for the supporters like myself that got nothing to do with the game. Stressed based on that game. Absolutely stressed because, again, like City, the first 10 minutes in particular, what City scored like 2 goals within the first 10, 15 or so minutes. It was a crazy one. So yeah, what a game that was, man. Champions League review. Jesus, watch. But yeah, I don't think Liverpool versus Villarreal is gonna quite be exciting. Don't forget, I will be live on Twitch with that, but that will also be on YouTube. If you can, please hit the like button on such people. One love to the 5 people who have done such already, boosting the algorithm. Now, obviously, I hope it's the same, but I honestly think Liverpool are gonna slaughter them. If I'm connected to Liverpool and I saw what happened there, I don't want any parts of that game. I want it to be straightforward. So for Liverpool, they've got to play the team, not the occasion. For Villarreal, you know what Villarreal are on. There's every reason you're going out. No one's giving you a chance. But the beautiful thing about football is you have half a chance in it. It's a level playing field. And Liverpool have more to lose. If Villarreal go through, obviously, there's a big song and dance made. If Liverpool go out, it's quadruple done. It's question marks. It's mad think pieces and things like that. If Liverpool go through its standard procedures, many people are probably expecting Liverpool, you know, again, and I'm sure Klopp is being respectful. He said they won't take them lightly, but everybody's expecting either an all-English final or Liverpool Real Madrid, which is a repeat of, can't even remember, but I'm sure that's a repeat. I'm sure Gareth Bale, I'm sure you lot they played each other in the final. Gareth Bale patting them, and Salah got his shoulder bust or something like that. I might be capping, man. Of course, I'm doing a watch along for such, my guy. And on Thursday as well, which is not quite the same in terms of quality, but Manchester United against Chelsea will be there for that, man. So yeah, watch alongs. Even Friday, I think Arsenal have announced their 23s are playing Leeds or something. I'm gonna be doing a watch along for that. Sunday, we're doing Arsenal West Ham. Drago got that one tapping, and Carlo thought he was the guy to take them forward. He's young, innit? And you even saw it with Vinicius. They're young, man, so you can't really rely on them in situations like that. I do think it's come a time where games like that, I think Toni Kroos, in hindsight, maybe he should have come off the bench and Camavinga should have started, man. Yeah, so it was 2019 final. Watch us push the bag early as possible, force Emre to open up, pause. But yeah, you've got to do that. Like, you know, you have to do that. The mentality is not City fans acting like it's a loss, Madrid acting like it's a win, as you would, because City should be cruising. You know, as I said, City are lucky there's no away goals because the tie is flipped on its head if Real Madrid score early at the Bernabeu. And you've seen it. Real Madrid are booky. I don't know what it is, but they can be terrible and still walk away with something. Let's be real. Across the 2 legs against Chelsea, the second leg, they were poor. In fact, the first leg was the first time in the latter stage of this competition I saw them move mad. Let's be real, they were shit against PSG. Yeah, there was a fantastic 10 or so minutes. Benzema, Skengzema, Luka Modric, plaudits and whatnot. But history was rewritten. Just before that, man, we're breading Neymar, Mbappe, Verratti. They were quite terrible, but they find a way to do it. If I was Liverpool, I wouldn't want to play Real Madrid. Not because it's Real Madrid and the obvious, which you'd be scared of. It's because these lot are dodgy. Like, I don't know what they do. I don't know how they do it, but they're booky, man. Like they were terrible by Real Madrid standards, and it's 4-3. There's nothing in it. So what does it say? If I think City were quite good. As I said, I think there were poor moments from City. I think there were good moments from Real Madrid. But fundamentally, I think City done a madness. I think the home crowd did their part. I think they started well, etc. But it's 4-3. And Pep's come out and said they're going over there to winning it. And it was interesting from Benzema to talk about why he chipped the penalty as well. He said more or less keepers are starting to clock where I'm going. And I think he missed 2 penalties for Madrid recently. And he's got 40 plus goals, man. As you know, I'm here for Benzema Ballon d'Or, regardless of what happens, people. So, yeah, he's got 41 goals in 41 appearances this season. Obviously, there's enough penalties, but it don't matter. Only matters when we're slandering Ronaldo to gas up Messi, in it, which we can't do right now. Benzema said, I always have it in my head that if you don't take a penalty, you'll never miss a penalty. That's mental confidence, and that's all. I have a lot of confidence in myself, so I do it, and it turns out well. Brazy. Carlos said, I think he changed because the last 2 penalties were not good. He tried in training. I didn't know how he would shoot. He chose this Penenka, and it was a poker face. Like, I was scared for Benzema. He was looking shook, and he did really well, showing strong personality and character. It's not easy in the semi-finals of the Champions League to shoot a penalty like this. Pep Guardiola said, people, it was a fantastic game for both sides. We did so many good things. Unfortunately, we conceded goals and we could not score more. We played a fantastic game against an incredible team. The moments where they rise and come back into the game in the first half, I think we gave them as our build-up was so nervous. Normally we are, and I can't lie, Bernardo Silva's getting nutmegged one too many times yesterday. Normally we are so safe and so good. They press really good and strong all around the world. And for Man City, we are so proud. But it's about reaching the final. And sometimes in football, and sometimes things happen in football, we go to Madrid to try win the game. We went out of the Champions League to Tottenham with Llorente with the hand. Today, it is a hand for Laporte. It happens. All we can do is perform as we perform. The quality of Real Madrid is such. They punish you. What we have done with the ball and without the ball, creating chances and chances and chances, I can't ask anything else. I say to the players to rest. Leeds now is the most important thing, and we go to Madrid to win. Both teams want to attack and have the quality to play. Football is a fantastic spectacle. Congratulations to Carlo and his team as they are so good. At the same time, we saw ourselves that we can be there. Carlos said they reacted well as well, people. He said, we conceded 2 goals so early in the game and we were able to react well. We kept the game open until the end. And of course, now we have a great dream to play the second game in the Bernabeu and have the chance to go to the final. The first 20 minutes were really difficult, but after that, slowly we were able to come back into the game and keep qualification open. We are going to play against a really strong team. They showed fantastic quality today, but we competed and we have to compete more in our stadium, Brazy. And I mean, the City players are going to have to come of age. Phil Foden, Mahrez in particular, you, man, need to finish your chances. Large up Kevin De Bruyne because there were some lovely bits of play from him. Looking at Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp has said they will not underestimate world-class Unai Emery in the Champions League semi-final, and you can't afford to. You know, you can't afford to underestimate anyone. Like Moreno says, they know how to suffer. They've dumped out Juventus. They've done little bits and pieces. Nobody's in the semi-finals by coincidence. You've earned the right. And they've obviously defeated Man United in European competition as well. Oh, obviously, I completely forgot they knocked out Bayern Munich this year. So Liverpool have to just play the game, not the occasion. And that goes for Villarreal as well. Klopp said, of course, we did a proper analysis of them. I have a lot of respect for Unai Emery and Villarreal before because I saw the games against Bayern Munich and Juventus, but only with one eye. But when I watched them properly, wow, impressive. Unai is obviously a detail-obsessed manager who prepares for all different situations in the game. It's really, really good. Different ways to build up, different ways to press, different ways to react on different results. Really, really impressive. He's obviously a world-class coach and doing an incredible job there. Firmino's out allegedly for this game, people, as well. So, yeah, it is what it is, people, in that regards. Klopp went on to say, we face a really, really difficult opponent. They are made for this competition. There might have been a little advantage in the last 2 games. Maybe Juventus or Bayern Munich underestimated them, but that will never happen with us, especially after those 4 games. They are a really, really good football team who obviously want to make history as well. I think it would be the first time they could get into the final, which is a massive thing for Villarreal. But for us, it's the same importance. We want to go there with all we have, and that's what we have to show on the night. Apparently, Klopp has said he's not thought about the 2016 Europa League final as well, for those who remember. So, yeah, the Champions League is due to, I can't lie, I think today's going to be flipping crap, if I'm honest with you, which it could, you know, I'm sure that's music to ears of Villarreal and Liverpool fans. If it was me, I'd want it to be boring. I don't like excitement when it for the neutrals. because they're both teams were moving terrible against City. I mean, against Chelsea and United, they were good game for the neutral. Not for me. I want boring. I want straightforwardness. If I'm honest with you, I just want Arsenal to win and nothing else, people. But today, as I always say, I want drama. I want VAR controversy. I want good football. I want handbags. Yeah, man. I want it all, people, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, man. That's the champion. That's where the Champions League's concerned still. What else you lot saying? DG Fernandinho burned harder than that bakery in the Great Fire of London. Flipping hell, man. To be fair, I think Fernandinho did quite well. He just got ripped. Like, he just got listen, Vinicius. I don't know why you did that to your uncle, fellow Brazilian. You did him dirty there, but yeah, man, like, boy, I think he just got savaged for that. Other than that, he did all right. I think Uncle Fernandinho did well, even with his assist. Really, it's just he got savaged, man. Without sounding like a Liverpool fan, but they should start Diaz. His attacking pace will cause them issues. I mean, I hear you, but that could be said for half of their team, innit? All it takes is a City red, and it could be a long day in Los Blancos. Boy, the refs are getting paid and controversies happening. Now we need Madrid. We need Madrid. We beat them in the 81 final and believe they remember it. Bring it, Carlo, part 3, emotional. People forget it was Ramos who bodied Karius in the 2018 final at the corner. How he stayed on the pitch after arm bearing Salah on. I mean, come on, flacking hell. Ramos didn't do a damn thing to Salah. Bloody hell, Liverpool fans. Bloody hell, especially with what happened on Sunday. You lot can't talk about referees. Bloody hell. Talk about reaching. They were just better than you, man. Like, let's be honest, Salah bottled it as well as the whole team, man. No shame in that. After last night, man, need a calm game still this season is stressful. Oh, look at Liverpool fans acting like this is stress. Obviously, the stress is there because it's the latter stages, but come on. We're dying to be in the stress. You lot don't know stress with Jurgen Klopp and all of that. You lot buy players when you need to buy players, got depth, challenging for everything, unbeaten at home and all them things there. Shout out to Liverpool fans. You lot sound like some spoiled kids, obviously, You lot have got weight rolls problems, M&S problems. We're just trying to shop at Aldi, but get out of here with all of that stress bullshit, man. Don't fuck. That ain't no stress. That's amazing stuff, man. Let's swap places. What do you mean? What do you actually mean? I'd give it all. Well, not everything. But yeah, you get the point. Crazy, man. So yeah, that's Champions League. What else is going on in the world of football as well, folks? It's just Champions League, Champions League, Champions League. And again, boy, if City do go out, it's a bit like, do you know what? It would kind of be identical to the Spurs game in that they didn't, like Pep said, they didn't kill that leg at all. So they might be in problems still. But yeah, away from that, let's see what else is going on in the world of football, folks. Let's make a timestamp for football talk. Let's go on the Athletic first and foremost, people. Now, obviously, depending on where you are with football teams, and that is where your relevance is. But if you're a Spurs fan, Skip is out for the rest of the season. He's made some progress under Conte. He signed a new deal, I believe. He's found a little role in the squad. Man's on 60 season. The 21-year-old went to America on Tuesday. He's had an injury, a long-term pelvic issue, so he's out for time, people. So yeah, spare a thought for him. We never advocate for injuries and them things. Barcelona have tied down Ronald Araujo to a 4-year contract with a 1 billion release clause. So I'm sure now it's just a case of Gavi, Ousmane Dembele, etc. Allegedly, Chelsea bidders making final pitches to take over club today and tomorrow. And apparently I can't remember the length of time, but apparently there has to be some sort of assurances from these potential Chelsea bidders that they will hold on to the club for a significant time. But for what it's worth, the 3 remaining bidders for Chelsea are making their final presentations to the club's hierarchy at Stamford Bridge on Tuesday and Wednesday, so the final days today, with a preferred bidder expected to be chosen by the end of the week, people. So yeah, it is what it is in that regards, people. So we're gonna have to see what happens. All 3 bid teams are expected to be informed by the Rain Group, the US merchant bank managing the sale of Chelsea, which bid has been chosen on Thursday or Friday. So tomorrow or the end of the week, you'll see such. Jacob Ramsey has signed a new deal at Aston Villa. I mean, it could be worse, playing under Steven Gerrard as a midfielder, playing week in, week out, coming from the academy and playing week in, week out in the Premier League's another thing. Crazy, they've got a lovely crop of young players coming through at Aston Villa, man. Now, I don't know if they're all going to bust you, but it is what it is. He signed a new 5-year deal. I'm sure Villa fans are happy because it means that when the time does come to sell him, peas are going to be made. Like Lampard said, 1 league title and giving it all the big tour. I mean, Lampard's right, but that just sounds like sour grapes, really. On the topic of injuries, I'm sure you've all seen Livermento's out for the rest of the year with an ACL injury. Bitter pill to swallow for a fullback that was making a lot of progress, really and truly, people. So, yeah, it is what it is. Well, this is Foden rule. As great as you are, like you scored in that, but you weren't back in the beef. I don't even want to hear for Foden, man, because shut up, man. And interestingly, apparently, women's Serie A is to become professional from next season. Big up the women's game, making progress and them things there. Let's see if there's anything else on the Athletic. Oh, man, I ain't trying to read none of that. What's the headline saying? What was that about West Brom and Steve Bruce? Steve Bruce wants West Brom players to move within an hour of the training ground, but he will stay in Cheshire. Just because it's weird. Listen what the hell he's saying. Steve Bruce has said he wants his West Brom players to move within an hour of the training ground, but that he will remain living in Cheshire. What kind of old school bullshit is this? This is nonsense. And it doesn't make sense. He lives 2 hours away. The fuck? I've told them all they have to be within an hour of the training ground. You're probably going to get sacked soon. People are going to throw it at me and say, are you going to relocate? I can't lie. I'll be like, yeah, gaffer. Shut up, man. But put forward what I would like to do next year. That is a rebuild of the squad. Too many people traveling. Professional athletes shouldn't be spending 3 or 4 hours a day in a car. It catches up with you and probably takes a little bit of your career. You can have an apartment. Man, get this guy out of here, man. The fuck? Some bullshit. I mean, there's logic to what he's saying, but come on, man. This is just sounding like old school nonsense, man. I can't capture you lot, man. That's dead. Appreciate you lot for tuning in. What else is going on in the world of football? Should we look at the transfer news? Let's make another timestamp, man, because let's be honest, there ain't anything else. Where's my transfer news now? Lie to me. I need to see some exciting Arsenal news. Don't forget 11:30. We're going live again. How you doing this morning, DG? Great, man. It could be worse. I'm blessed to have you lot supporting the thing on Twitch, sharing your love of football with me. Health is there. You know, it could be better. It could be worse. I'm good, man, and I hope everyone else is listening. I appreciate you for asking, man. It means a lot. I mean, there's logic in what Bruce is saying, but I'm not trying to hear it. One, because if I was a player, Steve Bruce. Two, because you're doing that old school bullshit. Three, because you're not there anyways. Four, because you're probably going to get sacked. Five, because the area might be shit, bro. He wants to live in Brum. Sorry, Brummies, man. It is what it is. Moving on with the transfer thing, though. I can't lie, Liverpool fans, them and the problems that they call problems are not problems. You know, there's rumors they might get Diaz. But there's Conde there, there's Saliba, and there's Tchouame, who is doing amazing, really and truly, man. Like, I do think people gas it. I do think he's still, as a young player, trying to play consistently to a high level. But what do you expect of the 22-year-old? I wanted him from his Bordeaux days. Like, I watched Monaco versus Troyes the other day. Well, yesterday, in fact, and he didn't do much. But then again, against PSG, he was elite. Big signing for big signing for Liverpool. First thing, resale value. You know, he's 22. He could be there for 4 years. He'd still be in his prime. There's resale value in which you saw what they did with the Coutinho piece. Second of all, there's still a lot of defining to do. He can play as an 8. He can play as a 6. You know, he can be the younger sort of Kante to Pogba in a partnership sort of thing. So he could be someone that can play with Fabinho, someone that can play in a completely different role, someone that long-term can take over that mantelpiece. You know, I couldn't begrudge him. Liverpool's a massive club with a massive manager doing good things, and it would be amazing. He's expected to leave. PSG have been linked. Real Madrid have been linked. Liverpool get him. That's a serious signing. And, you know, they've got serious midfield options already, really. You know, they've got, if they add Tchouame, you can do things with Henderson, Fabinho, Keita's finally taking years, but found his feet. Thiago Baller, but Thiago's 31. He's not going to be there forever. He's a different sort of player to Thiago, but bad boy signing if that does happen for Liverpool. On the topic of French players or PSG, Conte wants to double his salary at PSG, people, and he also wants to lead a crusade against Instagram players. So again, he could be guys like Conte at PSG, it could be exactly what they need, or it could go terribly wrong. He's currently earning 17 million euros with Spurs. He wants to basically double that, really. And he wants to be one of the best paid managers in the world, along with Simeone. Simeone, why the hell is he getting that much? Not that, listen, I never pocket watch, but close that, man. Anyways, transfer news. Paul Torres is attracting interest from top clubs. City and Chelsea are looking at him. Chelsea have sent scouts. He's got a 55 to 60 million pound release clause. So again, it might be out of his hands. Man United could target Haller, where he might want another fair crack at the whip of trying to show that he's a success in the Premier League. But I would stay clear if I was Man United. But if Ten Hag wants, Ten Hag gets. West Ham are considering. Yeah, there's things that can be done. Chelsea are confident of signing Conde despite potential sanctions. Leeds are targeting Nottingham Forest star Brennan Johnson. You'd imagine the 20-year-old, him and a couple of other players move on. Ashley Young wants an extension at Aston Villa. Why? So you can criticize Arsenal for celebrating, you know. Do you see our celebrations against United at home, you pussy? Anyways, Van der Beek is set to be given a fresh start at Man United. I mean, we can't say we didn't know that. Newcastle want to sign Højbjerg for 30 million. Roy Hodgson's to leave Watford and retire for a second time when his deal is over, and that's even if they avoid relegation, which probably won't happen. Man United are ready to hold David De Gea contract extension talks. Pjanic, who I forgot was a footballer, much less owned at Barcelona. I don't understand why him and Alpha Melo, that's up there really, not in terms of quality, but with Mkhitaryan and Alexis, and that both teams lost really. But Inter Milan are not interested in him. Carlo has played down talks of Rudiger links people. So it is where it is in that regards. If we flick over here, PSG are increasingly hopeful that Kylian Mbappe will sign a new contract after meeting with his mother. Sounds so mad to say that. Gabriel Jesus has begun talks with Arsenal. Arsenal will have to pay 67.7 million to sign Tammy Abraham. Apparently, Tammy Abraham has reiterated his desire to stay at Roma, people. Hugo Ekitike once again is wanted by Newcastle. So is Ivan Ndika. Allegedly, Ruben Neves is crazy about joining Barcelona. Can't begrudge him for that. Luka Modric wants another contract at Real Madrid. And Villa are in talks to sign Hearts' 15-year-old Scottish midfielder Ewan Simpson. Never seen him in my life, but yeah, man, he must be half decent if they're onto him in it. So there must be something to the lad. Who else is there to talk about? I think that's it, really. Paul Pogba's yet to decide next club, people, with PSG, Juventus, Real Madrid, and Barcelona all interested. Once again, Man United take on, speaking of Paul Pogba, Man United take on Chelsea on Thursday. We'll be doing a watch along. It's absolutely brazy, man. So yeah, man, how crazy is that? I mean, what else is going on in the world? It's a slow news day, really and truly. Away from that, what's all this? Man said William, you know. I'll save you for 11:30, you pussy. Like, oh my god, I don't advocate. I don't like seeing people fail, but William was adamant that it was an Arsenal problem. You know, it was nothing to do with it was all us. Duds will be duds. I'm so happy seeing Marie stink up the place elsewhere. I watched the Libra obviously at Marseille. They're not happy with Kolasinac stinking up the place. You know, Williams stinking up the place. Boy, you muppet. Apparently, UEFA and Europol hold first conference to fight match fixing in football. It's like it's like drug dealers meeting up to have an anti-drugs campaign or advocating to go to rehabs. It's a bit crazy, ain't it? It's not making much sense, is it? But they are apparently doing that, you know. Let's see what goes on there. And I don't even want to hear that. UEFA talking about match fixing or corruption. No one wants to hear that, man. Coquelin says Unai Emery deserves huge credit for the PSG and Arsenal work, people. Let's see what he said specifically. I don't know about that. In many places, look at PSG. Look at what they're doing now. It's not any better than when he was there. unfortunately, football doesn't have patience for Emre. I think the language barrier was difficult. That's true. He needs to communicate his message to the players. He does that easily here. It was more because half of the players, respectfully, he's better with the underdogs. You know, he's better with players that have been called flops and things like that, much like you, Coquelin. He can't deal with difficult personalities. It's more difficult at PSG and Arsenal. He has huge credit here and deserves that. I mean, he got PSG to the latter stages. He got Arsenal to a final and finished fifth, but that's Rose things. He was terrible. Like, I only gave up on Emery at the very end because I do think he's a good gaffer and that, but he was out of his depth. He was playing lifeless football, rightly or wrongly. He lost the players. They were taking the piss. So yeah, man, like crazy. All of a sudden, you know, a few weeks ago, Arsenal fans were screaming, "Oh, maybe Emery weren't that bad." Now they shut up. A couple wins, we shut up about that stuff. Get out here with that. Maybe a bit late, but did you see an update on the 50+1 petition to the government? Nah, I didn't. What's that about? UEFA is corruption. No one's trying to hear what they're saying. Trust, no one's trying to hear that. Newcastle about to drop $500 million this summer. Probably it's needed, man. Why not, man? See a bit of drama and all of that. Apparently, sorry, people. Apparently, Adidas want to continue to supply the kits for at least two of Arsenal, Man United, and Liverpool, or even all three if possible. We've got a deal until 2024. United have one until 2025. New man said Newcastle. Liverpool are with Nike until 2025. So Adidas give us some nice kits. They make United some fucking shit ones. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Where that is concerned. What else is going on in the world of football? It's quite slow. Like I said, Livramento season is done. Apparently, Marco Asensio's new agent, George Mendes, will discuss with Real Madrid about his contract in the coming days. He wants to stay, but it depends on the financial proposal. His current contract ends in 2023. He's been linked with Wolves, where it probably pushes more of that now because he's got Mendes. He's been linked with Arsenal, as he always would be, and also AC Milan. And it's completely off topic, but on behalf of every decent human being, fuck Tim Westwood. Fucking scumbag, bro. Absolute scumbag. What a cunt. But I mean, I can't say I'm shocked about Tim Westwood at all. If you saw how this man moves in Napa, this is the worst kept secret ever, really. The guy's a pussy, man. You disgusting human being, man. And the thing is, the way these lot are allowed to operate their fuckery for time, a lot of their colleagues and industry people act surprised. You man knew what was going on. You guys and girls knew what was going on. The man there, you know what needs to happen to them sort of guys there, man. Jungle justice, or as I always say, tie them up, slap them in jail, put a rock, give them a hammer, give them a rock every day. You're gonna go outside until from start to finish until it's dark. You're just gonna hit this rock into smaller pieces and pieces and pieces. You're gonna be given just enough water and food to keep you alive, and that's about it. And you're gonna beg for death, and you're not gonna die until your body gives way. That's what these idiot people deserve, man. Anyone doing fuckery to kids, fuckery to women, just them sort of things there, you already know what needs to happen, man. Bro, no, what do you mean? It's Tim Westwood 100% because he's the one being a fucking nonce. It's the enablers. It is the people in the industry. It's the very fact that, let's be honest, a culture that he never brought, in terms of class and obviously background, he was never introduced to it. He's never been from it. How he can place himself as the savior or the gatekeeper of this culture, much like Charlie Sloth and things like that, is crazy, But is it really? Because the culture don't control anything. You look at the music game, it is upper class white. Don't these respectfully, you control these things, and that's much like every industry. You look at certain platforms on YouTube, even ones that you think are for the culture, they're not owned by certain people. If I talk, I'm in big trouble. They're not. Certain people have monopolized certain channels on this very platform. Even with football, you might see a Chelsea and United or Arsenal. They're all owned by the belly of the same beast. It's crazy, man. Well, fuck Tim Westwood. He deserves hellfire. But I'm not being funny, but I've seen him with my own eyes move crazy. Like, I've told you lot before, Napa, any 70-year-old or however he is, was moving how he's moving to young gal and that. He's crazy, man. Them man, they're always gonna. It's the worst kept secret. Hearing Benzema, Henry on the timeline. Benzema's a real guy. He'll tell you himself the levels. There will apparently be an independent regulator to establish the minimum level of engagement with fans. Governments will also make a new directors test, protect stadiums plus badges, and improve support for lower league. They don't give a fuck about the women's game, about the lower game, anything to do with government. I'm for it in theory, but I don't trust none of them. Football, they half the time the government attacks footballers, during COVID, they attacked footballers. Half the time, they say, shut up and focus on football. Do we really want a lot of these people? I know you've got the royal family and you've got politicians. They'll come out and say they support a club. They don't give a crap about the game. It's all bellies of the same beast, man. But these Donnies up, because when you're someone like Tim Westwood, you're wronging anyways. And then you're part of a certain society, you're part of a gate, people that are like you protect you. Anything you see, you must have. You have an entitlement. You prey on young and impressionable women. What do you think is gonna happen? Unfortunately, like it's disgusting, man. Like I was listening to one space on Tim Westwood yesterday. Like I made sure I listened because I don't believe in just because I don't like hearing something turning it off as tough as it is, because certain women or guys that have been abused or whatever's been going on in anywhere, they can't just turn it off. But it was very difficult to listen. It was almost heartbreaking, man. Like guys like him, punch him up, man. And they've been doing it for time. Tim Westwood's one thing, but it's the enablers, bro. These societies protect dons like this. The BBC, all of these people protect nonsense, bro. Like the Savile, a nonce. Tim Westwood are wrong, and there's gonna be a next wrong, and then 9 times out of 10, it's the very. It's like, look at football, bro. It's always these positions where you kind of want someone trustworthy. Football. How many coaches come out and they've been touching up people and abusing what they're doing? And it's not just for how many times do you see this, bro? Like the industry protects these sort of dons. All of these entertainment dons, politicians, they're all birds of the same feather, man. Is this any different from Pizzagate? If you know, type in that if you don't know what I'm talking about. The world protects nonsense, man. The world operates with nonsense, bro. You've got fuckery networks that kidnap kids and sell kids to people to do fuckeries. Like it's fuckeries. Like we can't just turn off from society. It's mad. And like I said, when you look at the Rothschilds and Rockefeller and you learn these sort of things, which I did, you are very pessimistic on the world. That's why one saying I don't agree with it, but that saying ignorance is bliss. I see why it would be bliss, because when you don't know what the fuck's going on, you're just living in la la land, man. It's crazy, man. I don't even think Benzema would say he's better than Henry, but I'm just glad I've seen them both in their absolute peaks. Charles, bro, exactly. Documentary, bro. How's it all just spun up quickly, man? They just care about engagement, man. Because it's gonna be people gonna shut up. People might talk about it today, tomorrow, etc. Obviously, the people at the ground like ourselves are still chatting, but it's a next person tomorrow. It's something else tomorrow. Even like Twitter's not the same, but women are out in abusers and whatnot. It was them one day, and then the next one is someone else. It's crazy, and half of these people are going to protect people. It's very easy to condemn Tim Westwood, but half of these people, when it's your brethren, they're not going to say nothing. Literally saw Leo Griffins at the Old Firm Derby semi-final, just moving free like nothing ever happened. Bro, football's a brazy game. I swear my man raped someone when he was 21, Goodwillie or whatever his name is, and he's still about. People still trying to sign him. Football, just like entertainment, in the whole entertainment industry, is the best place to be in these lots' eyes to do fuckery, bro. Like to do fuckery. Come on, Josh, be sensible, man. It's disgusting, man. It's absolutely disgusting. What else is going on in the world of football? Don't forget, people, we're live at 11:30 again. People, do not forget that one there. Please, 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 if you can, hit the like button on YouTube. Again, these are just bare links for you lot in it for upcoming pieces, which will be on Twitch and YouTube, people. Don't forget. Part of the beat. It's upsetting, man. Can't lie, I'm a bit annoyed though, off topic with Arsenal rumors, Gabriel Jesus, this, Darwin Núñez, that. It's gone a bit quiet right now. Where's all the other stuff? Partey getting closer and closer to fitness, but boy, apparently Arsenal will send scouts to pre-Tammy Abraham today. Well, I say today, I mean tomorrow against Leicester. I can't imagine scouts saying, watch this. Ferland Mendy again, you know. I don't want to just condemn everyone with an allegation, but, you know, Westwood's got a lot to his name and things like that. But, yeah, man, when the footy leaks thing come out, there's bare dons doing booky things, man. Bare dons doing booky things. Oh, listen, them society has become feel good, do nothing in it. People will tweet, like, God forbid something could happen in, let's just make it like Netherland, like there could be a tragedy in Netherland where multiple people lost their lives. Let's just say Netherland. I don't want to put it into real existence, yeah. And I might see it, and I'm just for this example, I might see that, you know, women, kids, people are dying, things are happening. People will tweet praying for them, but they're not praying. They're going off and do their day. We live in a superficial world where people just like to be seen and heard saying and doing the right things apart from actually doing stuff. It's crazy, man. Everything's become superficial. It's crazy, man. And the world's only going to get worse, man. What, good, Willie? He got that thing when he was 21, but technically he wasn't convicted in a criminal court. He's convicted in civil court and he's paid out. But you're still technically a rapist. Like, why? Again, there's certain things along your name you're not going to want, really. There's no way I'm doing settlement, anything like that. There's certain things you can't have around your name. If you're innocent, there's no settlement, there's no out of court, there's nothing. You need to get it patented. Like, disgusting, man. What we saying about the Chelsea game? They got injuries, I've been hearing. Don't know, man. What injuries? I mean, you'd want both teams to draw, really. Apparently, Matic and Mata played longer for Man United than they did Chelsea. I don't know. And it was alarming. Apparently, Mata joined United at 25 years of age. They completely wasted his time there with. Apparently, Barcelona consider it totally unnecessary to pay 24 million for Adama Traore in the summer, especially because the fast winger could arrive on a free a year later, not just because he's shit. PSG have told De Jong's camp they will move for him if he wants to leave Barcelona and they decide to sell. I mean, you said you in your head you was gonna go to Arsenal and then Barcelona. If they want 58 million, give it to them. Now's the time. Apparently, the dressing room have noted, though, that De Jong is not the same after the departure of Ronald Koeman. Man up, man. Apparently, after Ronald Araujo's contract renewal, Gavi is the most urgent for Barcelona, along with Dembele. Crazy. Brazy. I don't know. Is Pjanic still an option? I wouldn't mind it. None of this is new. Powerful people always been shady. If anything, even more so. World's more open now, easier to catch. Trust. And I would say, as it's more open, it's even more hidden in plain sight. It's getting brazy. Off topic, speaking of Man United people, there's rumors Lee Grant is a snitch. Like, he's been leaking stuff out the dressing room and things now. And people are saying he's got apologies for hitting the mic. He's got a good relationship with Talk Shy and he's snitching to them and all these things. But I don't know if any of that is right about Lee Grant, people, the third choice keeper in that. Or maybe even fourth choice at Manchester United, man. Trust me, civil and criminal court, two very different things. When you look at the world, DG, do you ever feel like there's no point to being a good person? What is good? What is bad? I'm gonna sound like one hippie, but I was thinking about this yesterday. Like, the most evilest person you know is probably a good guy to someone. the most nicest person you know has probably done something dirty to someone, or someone done someone dirty or done something. So we know what morally good or bad is, but what defines a good person? You know, again, I would say I learned at a very young age that you could be very good, you could be very nice, but just because you don't want to trouble people, people will try to trouble you in it. Like that's how I am by nature. Like you have to be fiery, because if you're not, it is what it is. But I wouldn't say no, because it's about sleeping at night, you know. For me, anyways, my conscience, as long as I'm not doing, not that I ever would, but the mad thing that we've been talking about, you know, you're not being nasty to people, you're being a nice person. Why not? Because it makes me feel good, doesn't it? But I would say it makes you pessimistic on the world. Like I remember I used to think racism's gonna end, this is gonna end, that's gonna end. It just is what it is, man. Like it is what it is. It just it's just the way it is, bro. Like, it's just the way, like, unfortunately, it's just the way it is, man. Like, the whole world just needs to burn and restart again, really. Like, there's just too much fuckery going on. Like, just too much fuckery, and it's only going to get worse. Certain people that have racial allegations against them are able to buy probably the most powerful social media platform on this planet right now. And again, it's not just what man are buying into social media. Musk is buying what BBC would have been 50 years ago. I'm capping, but 50 years ago, whatever. You got to remember, Twitter there's a lot of fake news, there's a lot of real news, whether it's transfers, whether it's like things going on. Man are looking at that first now. People are finding shit out like that first now. So you control that. You can control the narratives in many ways, bro. Musk is no different from Rupert Murdoch now. It's crazy, man. Of course, there's very good things going on in the world, but there's also a lot of bad things, man. Like, there's a lot of bad things. What I would say is, whether things are good or bad, I decided a long time ago, like, no one's decided my life for, man, innit? Like, no one's decided my life for, man. It doesn't matter. Obviously, there's factors that are advantages and disadvantages, but it doesn't matter of my race, my class, any of these things. The life I want, I'm going to get in it. Like, I can't lie to you. I can't, no matter how bad it is, man, we'll sit down and whatnot, be battered and bruised, but I'm not losing. I refuse. Like, I can't let people write my narrative for me. I think that's why I've ended up on YouTube and Twitch. I can't. Like, I've always felt like that. It's always felt like, I would say up until the age of, I'm 27, up until the age of about 22, I always thought like it felt like someone's writing a book. Like, it felt like somebody's writing my life and I'm kind of going along with it, sort of thing. There is a lot of good, but there's a lot of fuckery in this world, man. And I don't think you can focus on all the negative or you'll make yourself ill. You can't focus on all the positive or you're burying your head in the sand. Just as I try and resonate with football, like, it is where it is. If there's reason, if the sun's shining, I'm not going to tell you it's raining. If it's raining, I'm not going to tell you to wear shorts. It don't make sense. I just like seeing what things are at its realist level. And for me, I think too many people in life like to be comforted by lies. People, they love lies. They love beautiful lies. People like to get away. People like to be lied to. And of course, no one likes I like the uncomfortable truth, but no one does. By nature, we don't like to hear bad things in it. I just think people like lies. I think people like to escape. People like to run away from problems. Why do you think people suffer from substance abuse, from drug abuse, whatever? Yeah, someone might have died, PTSD from being at war. Fuckeries could have happened, but fundamentally, you're trying to escape. And I'm no different. We're all trying to escape things, or we all try and run away. How many times you lot probably know people? How much people? And there's nothing wrong with going on holiday, clearing your head. But how many times, people that might have some serious issues, they run away on holiday and say, I need to escape. But then they come back and it's literally as soon as you, something's in my eye. As soon as you get back to Gatwick or Heathrow or whatever, then problems are still there. Sometimes man need to get away, but do you get it? People like to lie. People like to lie to themselves. You've got to be your own best friend. Be honest to yourself, rightly or wrongly. The hardest thing to do in life is to be honest, much less to yourself. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. How did we end up here? I don't know, man. But yeah, man. You just do your head in, man. Like, the race and injustice is one thing, but class is one that I've been focusing on, because this is why people like Tim Westwood, Savile, the government doing fuckeries. This is, the way they handle migrants. It's all a class thing. Like, race is a big, big thing, and they're trying to make everybody fight each other and all them things there. But class, like, there's Asian, white, black, man, woman, guys of higher ranking classes. They don't give a fuck about us. And they'll make man fight each other like Brexit. There was legit reasons to vote Brexit, like legitimate reasons to vote Brexit, but the majority of it was emotional led. The government is underinvesting in things, and then they're telling you, my man, who's just calmly picking strawberries, the job that you've never applied to, they're stealing your things. They're taking food off your plate and saying, look, it was that nignog over there. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And you see a lot of this in football. You know, you see a lot of it in football. You know, you look at all your clubs. Look at every club you support, my club included. You look at the fan level, you look at the base level of some of the players, they reflect you. When you start going up society, or going up the levels like society, you don't look like that. It's crazy, man. Honestly, big up yourself, man. Can talk about football and the serious stuff that unfortunately goes with it. I appreciate that. But as I always say, society mirrors football and football mirrors society fundamentally, you know. You look at just because I see my guy Danny here, he's a Liverpool fan. There's a lot of black men of a certain age that support. There's a lot of black people that support Liverpool, anyways. But there's a lot of, like, speaking for my family, like, obviously I'm of Jamaican and Bajan descent. There's a lot of men that support Liverpool because of John Barnes. Why? Because they can identify with him. Oh, there's a black guy. And there's probably the same elsewhere, you know. And I hope one day there's an Asian manager, just off topic, because I don't think Asians are represented enough in football. Is it East Asian, like India and that? One day there'll be players that they can look at and say, no, like, I'm not going to do that sort of thing. Impromptu DG thoughts, I hear it. Come on. Bro, ugly lies, man. Come on, man. Never got involved in social media, heard it, weren't it? Twitch supplies all information necessary. The line between good and evil lies in the heart of all of us. Focus on things that we can control. Get your house in order before you go around changing the world. Stay humble. True. But it's just, for me, it's like, not at that level, but it's human nature. Like, how can I make it make sense? Like, you might have a friend where, like, there's certain friends in my life or certain family members or whatever, I'll do certain things for them and I know they wouldn't do it for me. And obviously that can make you feel vexed, angry, some sort of way. But then I looked at it, it's like, one, I'm nobody's telling, rightly or wrongly, nobody's telling me to do this. Like, there's a lot of things I don't have to do in it. But morally, if you're my brethren, if you're my mother, if you're, you know, you just handle things. Like, morally, you don't have to do certain things. I mean, logically, you don't have to do certain things, but morally, there's a reason to. Like, if I blew today, I'm gonna try to put the man them on in some sort of way. I don't have to do that. Every man is like responsible for their own pockets and their own life and things. But I would want to do that. There's people that would never do that for man. And I look at them and I can't, as much as it used to make man feel a certain sort of way or whatever. It's like, what it is. I'm choosing to do that. We're not built the same. And I can only judge you in life. I just feel when you judge people for what they are, you take people for what they are, and you stop trying to work out why people do things, it makes it a lot easier. Like, and likewise, there's friends that will do more for me, or friends that will do the same for me, or you've got to have different expectations. Like, how do I make it make sense? Obviously, I'm 27. Like, if you go back, well, in fact, it still happens, but let's just say a madness happened. There's certain friends. If I'm with certain people and a mad thing happens, and certain things happen to me, I'm gonna look at them and they don't back it, or something happens, I'm gonna look at them vexed. Like, me and you got problems now because what do you mean, sort of thing. And they would do the same to me. But then again, there's certain man. If something happens, I'm not gonna, like, you're not like that. You're not. That's not you in it. Like, you're not. You get it? So you've just got to take people accordingly. I just say, for me, accept people at face value, because we all do things. We all upset people. We all do things that, you know, do people dirty. We've all let down people. We all let down ourselves, you know. It is what it is. Like, just no one's perfect. So trying to be perfect, isn't it? Really? Try to be better than the man was yesterday, man. Feeling that way you used to, man. Trying to take more ownership of my life. But all you can do, just try and control variables, man. You know, we can't control every aspect, but yeah, man. Maybe it's just because I'm naturally a stubborn twat. So it's like, I can't accept life being written for me in a way I don't want it. Like, family's a massive part of things, but family's what you make it, man. Like, even for me, like, One reason as to why I think I don't care about a lot of opinion, because literally I've had family members tell me fuckery, do little fuckery things. Tell man from a young age, tell man you're not nothing. Little things, man. Like, I don't even want to go into it, but just little things. Like, they'll, let's just say, obviously I come from a big family, so they'll be like, let's just say, for example, there'll be 10, let's just say this example, there'll be 10 cousins, 20 cousins. Every man will get an ice cream. Like I said, there'll be 20 cousins, boys and girls. Everyone apart from every 90, I said 20, yeah, 19 people get ice cream or something. And that other person, well, they'll be made to feel some sort of way. They'll be told certain little things, you know. Their cousin, you know, the people that are bigger than them might be telling their cousins other little things, and then it's there. That's why I don't care about a lot of opinions, because I've had people close to me, people that I've thought the world of, have certain opinions. And there was a time in my life, like, yeah, man, what? No, man, kind of jump through hoops. But then it's like, you accept man for what I am. Like, they're gonna think that anyways. That's why I'm a very blasé, and I think things happen for a reason, because somehow we've ended up on YouTube. Now, obviously, I love all the positives and I take all the negatives, constructive criticism. But if someone calls me a dickhead, like, if I had £1 for every you're not so deluded or you are deluded, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, family is a big part, but you know, from what I've seen, obviously, single mothers, all of that, it's all a disadvantage. But sometimes, just because you've got the nuclear unit, family is what I make it, innit? Like, I've got brethren that are white and Albanian and Italian that clearly were not blood, but they're blood to me. and not just a race thing. Like, the blood we make, it is where it is. Like, I got friends that I consider fam, because we've been in this. But deeper than ice cream, man. Deeper than ice cream. Yeah, man. I would say my villain story, I think my life changed in primary school. Because obviously, I don't know how we've got to this, people, but I don't know about anyone else, but black folk were taught, if someone hits you, hit them back, innit? Like, so man was on that. But I remember one time in primary school, I can't remember, I don't even know what it, to this day, I was thinking about this yesterday, like, how do I make it make sense? It's like, I didn't want to get in trouble. Like, if someone hit me, man will hit them back. But there was this one brother, Asian guy, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just painting a picture. His race is irrelevant, but like, he's in the year above. He pushed man in the playground, like he pushed man and he slapped man in my chest. I didn't do nothing. Like, I don't know why I didn't do nothing, because normally I'm from a young age, I've been ready. I didn't do nothing. Like, I can't remember, was I scared of the teachers, whatever, innit? I don't remember why I didn't do anything, but I remember how it made me feel. Like, it made me feel like less of a person. Like, I took that. This happened at break time, so this is like 10, 50, 30 or whatever. I took that with me when I got home. And I thought about it. And I remember saying to my dad, he's like, why didn't you do nothing? Like, and I went, thought about it. And I remember how it made man feel. Like, so the next day, got it cracking. Like, what do you mean? Punched him up. What do you mean? Like, and I felt, I'm never taking it from no one in a respectful way. Like, I'm not on badness, but I'm not taking things in life from no one, really and truly. I want what I want from life. No one's finna punk me. Yeah, man, it's one of them. And even that's another problem, especially I feel in reality, people can't take violations. Like, not even violations, people can't let shit slide. Like, there's certain things I can't let slide. Like, if it gets cracking, it gets cracking. But there's certain people that, you know, I might have done a madness too. They see, man, it's not in there. When they're with their posse, it's a different sort of thing, or we allow it in it. Like, there's certain things you allow it, you know. And there's certain things you can't allow, but many people just can't. And I think, especially with the social media, and again, going back to the entertainment, you know, a lot of violations and whatnot weren't on social media. Now, people are recording things, everyone's calling people a dickhead and this and that, then they go and do something, they're called an idiot. Like, even the Phil Foden thing, man, I'm like, well, you didn't ride for your mum. Like, crazy, man. Yeah, no, sometimes you got to get busy with it, man. How did we get here, bro? Even when you try, you can't be scared of failure. That's one thing. That's one thing. That is one thing that I do think sometimes life breaks you down to make you again. Like, I feel with me, I remember bro, man was like, I'm not rich, but man was struggling financially. Like, I was wheeling, dealing, like Oyster cards, everything. Like, man was jugging everything, like jugging. And I used to tell you, look, and go and see on YouTube, bro. Man used to sit in Tottenham Marshes. I think life is shit, you know. Like, life is like, why is my life so shit? Like, I used to think that. I used to look in the sky and be like, there's murderers out there and people doing mad things. Like, I bet they're not feeling like this. Like, have I done something to someone? Is this calm or is this like I used to think like for shit? And it's like, obviously, I wouldn't say I've ever looked down on people, but subconsciously you do. You might look at a homeless person and think, that could never be man, or this would never be man, or this whatever. Now, the way man felt after that, never them thing there could never come out my mouth again. Crazy. I mean, I think Foden should have backed his mum still, but here's what it is, bro. Like, and sometimes certain people only respect certain things, man. Like certain, like one thing I've learned, you can't argue with ignorance, innit? Like sometimes the only way people will know to show respect and dignity is through actions. Words go through one ear and the other, and that's very true. Well, it's nice to know I'm not so different. I'm not an alien. I hear you, DG. Been on the same tip since I resigned my job. Genuinely felt like he didn't see me as a man because he controlled my time. Now I'm not even allowing my man to look at me sideways. In the workplace, it's different. It's difficult, man. Like I can't lie. I felt as a young black man surrounded by a majority upper class, like white workplace. It nothing to do with color and things like that. And like I said, focus on class. I'm just painting a picture. I felt like it's not that I couldn't be me, but I had to tread on eggshells because one thing I hate is if I try to show you that you can't regulate me and you can't do certain things, it's not aggression. Like, it's not aggression. It's like you show aggression, man. Like, oh, I thought you was like N'Golo Kante and Saka, but you're just like Pogba and Aubameyang, aren't you? Really and truly. Like, it was exhausting, man. It was very exhausting. And there was many ways it felt like I was killing myself, man. Trust certain people, some people only expect badness, man. To be fair, I've never been disrespected by a boss per se. I've been drained physically and mentally though. Like my last role was in media. Like there was definitely times where I was a production assistant, content assistant. Definitely times where it forced you mentally, and then that's why I think. Not obviously I believe in God, but faith in the universe, because there was times I'll be pissed, I'll be doing tasks, I'll be pissed off. Like one time in Camden, I was sent to do something. People, when I say I was vexed, I was like, no, fuck this. I swear to you, God as my witness. I'm in Sainsbury. Someone's like, are you deluded? And these little things kept happening. I was like, is the universe trying to tell me something? Because sometimes I think things are you've got to be able to listen and identify trends and little things like that. Like I remember it broke me mentally. Like obviously I was a content assistant, and to skip kind of ahead, the company I used to work for, we used to work in collaboration with True Geordie and Lawrence and all of them. And I remember the first time, obviously, long story short, that flat, or I don't know about now, but the flat at the time, I was one of the people that helped organize it. Like obviously, like I'll make sure cleaners are there, certain things are going down in it, just general admin. And and sometimes I used to have to sit in when the cleaners are coming in it, obviously make sure nothing booky's going on. One day I went there, big off topic, serious flat, people, serious. You don't need to get me to 100k so we could do stuff like that, but serious flat. Went there now. I told you like this before. Long story short, True Geordie's there. Cool brother, man. Bought man breakfast. Just cool brother, just chatting. Long story short, he's like jump on the platform, innit? This was ironically when Arsenal played United away a few years ago. Meant to go on it. This manager who knows True Geordie, he was like, well, don't think you should. Like, I was gonna go on it. Somehow he found out. He was like, oh well, don't think you should do it. That's when I realized people like to see you do well, but not do better than them, because this guy was very good at, and he still follows man and that as well. And I understand it's the business. He's very good at. He knows how to keep man sweet in it. He knows how to pause. He knows how to keep people sweet. He knows how to play the game. He'll gas you just enough so you're calm, but just pull things away in it. And that's when I realized, all right, cool. This world is cutthroat. You've got to go for what you've got to go for. You've got to not shred on, fuck it, not stepping on no toes or whatever. You got to regulate in it. It's crazy, man. Man was brought up to go gym and build strong. People don't test if they see you fully prepped. People know what to do, but shit, speaking about like just for guy, Jib don't be your that. But yeah, man. Even that, like I remember, the example I just gave you, I'd define that as a serious job, innit? I've had bare little Mickey Mouse jobs where I'm not taking it. Like ironically, I used to serious, bro, serious. I used to work at Chelsea. I used to in my younger ages, obviously I worked at Spurs. Not at Arsenal, one shift at Arsenal, but everyone used to, like, from 16 to about 18, everyone used to do other things, but a big thing of people around my area, people used to work at the stadiums, innit? Obviously, Spurs is right next to mine. So I was Spurs, Wembley, all them things there. And I can't lie, Wembley was lit because there used to be, I don't know about now, but there used to be, if you go after the games, there's people that stand outside Wembley and want to buy the ticket. Like the game's done, they want to buy the ticket. So obviously, me and the man, them, like, you know, we're getting paid X amount. But if we just walk off and go and finesse some tickets, that old tickets, and do a couple booky things, we can make a joke straight after that. And this is cash in hand. People sometimes people want to buy programs and that. And for me as a football guy, man, we wrap programs, wrap tickets. I remember once we worked Dortmund versus Bayern Munich Champions League final. I got to watch it. Like I got to watch it. There was this rich Chinese brother. Like I was like, I was just a porter sort of thing. That was the only way to describe it. But like I've gone in there now, I'm putting stuff away. My man's like, hey, come here. The way he's talking is like he wants to fight, man. But I don't know what he's on in it. He's like, come here. I think he's drunk, innit? I think he's drunk. He come up to man, gave me $100 American bill. I can't lie. I went and got big up Clifford. I went and got my guy Cliff. I was like, bro, this brother just tipped me. Come in, he's drunk. Come in. Just stand in the room. Done the same thing. And then I don't know if it was his wife or whatever. She was like, hello, boys. Are you all right? Are you all right? I was like to her, we got to work. She's like, forget all of that. Did it come and watch the game? Come and take a picture. I was actually taking pictures with her. I'm like, shit. Part of me is thinking this is going to be some Bang Bros thing as well. This is the ages I'm at in there, but at the same time, you're doing all of that. That was a lit time, of course, people. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm going off on a tangent, but yeah, man used to do these jobs. But one time I was doing it at Chelsea now. First and only shift at Chelsea, and I knew it was bad vibes because I'm coming. They're saying you got to put your phone in some lockers and do this bare militant. It's acting like you're working in a prison or something. Long story short, I mean, I had a fight at Spurs with the chef, but like everyone who knows chefs, you know, chefs are different, innit? Like chefs are very, very different. They are a bit in their heads, innit? Chefs are a bit mad, innit? And I'm used to chefs talking nonsense, but like obviously you get to eat in it, but you get to eat when, how do I make it? It won't make sense to you lot unless you obviously have worked in a stadium. But basically, when the game kicks off, that's your time to eat in it. You've got from now till halftime to pattern things and eat, and then obviously halftime is back on. So long story short, this is now this period. We're in the Chelsea state. We're in the Chelsea off topic as well. I got to see Roman Abramovich's box. It was lit. Pause. But yeah, we're in the kitchen now, people. We're in the kitchen now, and that. My man, like we're getting the food in that now. Now I hold my hands up. You shouldn't be eating in there. But all right, cool. I can't lie. Chelsea was lit. They had like, I've never seen it in it. Spurs were broke. I'm not gonna lie. If you have a season ticket at the old Spurs ground, you was getting finesse because you was getting shit food, and more time I was finessing it anyways. But Chelsea's thing was different. They had like Indian, Caribbean, American sort of thing. They had like little, how would you make it make sense? Like food of the world, Turkish, like food of the world sort of thing. And they had this American thing. They got big burgers. They had the little burgers. I remember it so clearly. Like, I'm hungry, you know. Like, I've got the plate now. Like I said, you should not be. You shouldn't be eating. You shouldn't be eating in the kitchen now, innit? But I've took the little burger. I've put it in my mouth. Pause. I'm eating it. This chef has come through on the grease thing. He's like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm eating. He's like, I'm airing it, car. I'm just looking at him. I was like, bro, you're on some power trip. I don't. All right, cool. But he's like, he said something like, if you do it again, I'll do this and that. And I've registered it as fighting talk. I'm like, okay, I don't get paid enough. I've already got short man syndrome. I'm not taking it from you. Like, so I'm not, like, I've come out. I'm like, brother, what are you saying? Like, I've pushed him now. Like, what are you saying? Do you want to do this thing? And like, and I've stopped myself at that moment. I'm like, raw, like we're moving a bit mad. Long story short, it's been calmed down. I said to him, listen, don't make it. I said, don't make a scene. Don't do that again. If you do that, and if you want to do that, let's go outside. I promise you will see a different person. Like, sort of thing. Like, it's crazy. The fight with the chef at Spurs was different, but he just pushed me. I banged him, simple as that. And bust the case nicely, boy. Said this. My manager was Scottish. I can't do a Scottish accent, but he was like, I saw everything. He's like, do you want to press charges? Do you want to do this? I asked him. I was like, not pressing charges, but is there a compensation thing? Like, I was like to him on the realness. Like, can we finesse a compensation thing? He was like, no. I was like, then man ain't involved in nothing then, in it, like, because I was ready to say, I can't work again. I'm distressed. I'm scared. Like, I was ready to do all of that. I can't, like, I was ready to do all of that. I can't. He has left me with. Hey, listen, I can't lie. If you ever attack me or if you hit me with a car, well, Please, I need it. The bag. I don't know why, it's because I'm poor, innit? The chefs, anyone who's been there, the chefs, man, the chefs are different, man. Chefs got some mad entitlement thing. Like, I don't know what they're on. Like, chefs are on some next. Chefs are on one. Seriously, chefs are on stuff, bro. Man was ready to say, anytime I see a chef, I get PTSD. I'm scared to leave my house. It's affected my relationships with everybody. I can't even talk to my own mother, brother. I was there for. I was trying to get brother. Are you mad? Looking back with what I know now, the minute he pushed me, I should have done the diving thing. I went, man should have done the Lacazette thing. I can't lie, but it is what it is, man. Like, it is what it is. But them things there on a serious note, it taught me, like, brother, like, I'm not taking regulations, but things come with experience. Like, I think everybody in life should have one office job because you get to see characters. Like, I remember one time, like, I used to work in advertising, and I was like, what? Maybe like 19, 20, 21, them ages there. Obviously, you're kind of starting out. And we've all had them people, them people that they're not your managers, they got nothing to do with you, but I don't know if it's because they think they're older than you, which he weren't taller than me, that much older than me. I don't know why, but they try to regulate. I kid you not, yeah. Like, he used to run bants. I remember one time I've sat down at the desk, literally, anyone that could picture an office, I've sat down at my desk, I'm doing my work. God strike me down if I'm lying. He got his coffee and his mug, and he went and slammed it on the table. And he's like, go on. Yeah, people, yeah. I've looked at him. I'm so at this. Truly, I'm stunned. I am so stunned at the audacity. You know how audacious it was. I looked at him. I was like, and it's like 9 a.m. as well. It's like 9 a.m. So I'm double baffled now, and I've got beer work to do. Like, I ain't gonna lie, working in advertising was lit. Like, it was just bare drinking and bare things going on. Plus, I probably got my own personal shit. So I'm looking at him. I'm like, bro, I'm not being funny, but you just look at someone, he's like, oh, fuck you up. If this weren't a professional scenario, oh, fuck you up. And I've told him that. I was like, listen, take your cup off the table, please. I'm asking you nicely. If you ever do this again, I promise you, we're in central London. We'll go outside. You'll see 2 different people from 2 very different scenarios. Do not take the piss out of man. Run your jokes, but don't take the piss. And he started talking to me after, like, oh, mate, I didn't know you was like that. Like, bro, don't take the piss, bro. Man's not your friend. Like, and that's why I hated working with people, and I'm happy that we're not all the way there yet, and there is a lot of anxiety, but we've got this thing. I'll try to bang you, like, bro, like. But then you have to learn, like, people are from different scenarios. You got to be able to blend in, but fundamentally, don't take the piss. But then again, I looked back as, what sort of ways was I allowing him to think he could? Some people just try to violate for no reason, but was I doing things? Was I carrying on a certain sort of way, which I probably wasn't, that he could be this audacious? I don't know, people, but there's bare times like that, man. Bare times like that. It's just forever testing. Forever testing. Like, for me, I can't, in a professional environment. One reason as to say why I said I have to do it on my own is I'm very, like, I try to be the best for the company, innit? I try to be the best for the company. I try be the best for myself. And one thing with me, like, I can't hide disappointment, innit? Like, and I always think about it. There's been many times where, there's a pitch that I'm not getting to go on, or I'm telling them to do something, they're not doing it, or they're telling me there's certain promotions that are not available, or certain things that I can always, and even now I'm getting certain flashbacks. It's like we're sitting here like this, the person's talking, the minute they say something I don't agree with, I don't like, it's like a movie. It's like, you see the words moving and it feels clouded and stuff, I just switch off, man. Maybe, man. No, but I did, like, bro, I can't lie. It stuns you, bro. It stuns you. Like, when people try and violate in the professional settings, and I'll be real, like, not to make it about color, but for young or just for black men and black women, it's difficult because you could legitimately piss me off and still tell me I'm being aggressive. Like, maybe I am, but shit, you piss man off. Like, come on, bro. Ironically, my last role was probably the best when working in advertising was lit, though. When we're winning pitches, or going to them central London tabs, man are saying there's an open tab on the company. I got friends in all different departments. They're telling me come true. I'm like, yeah, just put on the tab. Like, tab, ace of spades, tab. Like, oh shit, none of this is coming back to me. This is like GTA. None of this is coming back to man. Like, it's crazy, man. I don't know how we got here, but we did, didn't it? Oh man. All right, big up yourself, man. No, be nice. Obviously, one thing I would say, and you know, it sounds silly, but got best of luck first and foremost. But invest in the people in it. Don't be, because my first couple office jobs, I was on that, bro. I'm cutting 5:30. I'm cutting drinks. Fuck you lot. This and that. And obviously, you don't have to go to all the drinks, but I would say try socialize, man, because life fundamentally is about being like people and be who you. Don't lose who you are, but you get it. Be flexible in that, man. Open tabs are lit still. I can't lie. That's what, hey, listen, if you're just, I would say working in advertising is the best place if you don't want necessarily a social life and you want to work to live to work. Do you know how many people would like certain man would live in Reading? They're like, oh, fucking hell, I didn't get home yesterday. I've just slept here. I've had a shower here. I've had to go to the shop buy clothes. I'm like, bro, that's not exciting. Like, man got out and went home and like, what's wrong with you lot? Certain people love that shit. Like, so yeah, man. So, you know, I thank God for all these experiences still, man. But I don't know how we started going off on all of this, people. But yeah, as I said, we're going live at 11:30 on Twitch and YouTube. You're not going to have to give me a piece to pause to set that up. So yeah, I'll see you lot in a bit, man. We went off into some crazy DG thoughts. But yeah, man, you lot, one love for the comments. This is why I love the Twitch gang, man. There's bare flexibility in what we're doing. But yeah, Twitch, YouTube, we're live in 5 minutes, innit? Let me go pattern that up.
You always use that active when defenders are being given, like.
Bro, you see the Central London thing at my old media, when I used to work in media. I swear I've told you like this before. My manager, he was quite cool, but he used to try and regulate. I remember I walked in once Christmas party. He's like in the toilet. He's like, you all right, mate? I looked at him. I was told you like this before. It's like, yo, you know, you can just know my disciplinary's coming up. You better say I'm doing good. Your tone has to change. Yeah, bro. The cult thing is different with them man there, innit? And I remember once they tried to offer me that, I was offended at first. Like, what do you mean? Do I look like a nitty? And then I thought, you know what, fuck that, man. We'll never do that. If it's not green, man, don't need it. But then it's like, all right, cool. It's not offensive, but they think they're comfortable enough to try bust, man, innit? Like, I don't want to get bust with that. I'll sell it before I'll ever snort it, but you get it, people. So yeah, that whole thing is different. That's why you can't let them regulate you, blood. That's why I thought, you can't get regulated by no pussy or cokeheads, man. But on that note, I'm really out.
You always use that active when defenders are being given, like.